previously on the Lion's Den.
We can't afford to keep Jack as managing partner any longer. The executive committee has recommended you as his replacement.
I'm thinking whoever set me up killed Dan Barrington.
I think I have an idea who that might be.
Did you see who shot Detective Traub?
No, but I can make a damn good case you did.
Expect me to be indicted any minute.
You are gonna need a lawyer, Jack.
It was you, not a dead man, who orchestrated this whole scam.
I respectfully decline to answer any questions on the grounds that may incriminate me.
There they are. Remember, no comments. No comment, please. No comment. Let's go.
Mr. Turner,
Excuse us.
did you engineer the zero-tech pyramid scheme?
Mr. Turner, is it true that your profits were channeled through offshore accounts in the Caribbean?
Don't even think about it.
What about these allegations of embezzlement and fraud?
Any response to Attorney General Davis calling you toilet scum?
Don't say
for
that.
stealing
Not
from
one.
over 3 million
Davis and
investors?
his jackals, the justice, are trying to politicize this to cover up the fact that after 6 months of combing Zerotech's books and spending $6.9 million of taxpayers' money, they couldn't find a smoking gun. They couldn't find a water pistol.
Nice listening.
Politicians piss me off.
Do you have the indictment?
I sure do.
I only need one copy.
That is one copy.
Is that an indictment or a novel?
All rise. United States of America versus John Jacob Turner. Judge Franklin Campbell presiding. Please be seated.
All right, let's get to it. Is the defendant ready to make a plea?
Given the breadth of the AUSA's indictment, counsel requests an opportunity to... Jack?
It's a lie. I don't need to read it. Your Honor, I'm ready to plead.
You don't speak to the court, Mr. Turner.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counselor, instruct your client to keep his mouth shut. He merits no special consideration.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Mr. Turner is adjusting to his new role in the courtroom. We waive reading the indictment.
Denied.
Denied?
Denied?
Clearly, your client intends to make a blanket denial of these charges. This court has a duty to ensure that he considers each and every one of them. So, Title 18, Section 1341.
Objection.
It is well within the court's prerogative to read.
Your Honor.
We've got 207 counts to get through. You really want to slow me down? Title 18, Section 1341, wire fraud, 15 counts. Title 18, Sections 1956, 57, money laundering, 10 counts. Title 15, Sections 77E, 77J, 77F, securities fraud, 123 counts.
$207 counts, and you just let him tick them off?
So?
It's turning into a skeleton.
At least that'll shut you up.
You could have asked to approach.
And do what, show him cleavage?
You could have moved for a recusal.
On what grounds? He's an ass, but he was perfectly within his rights.
He's clearly demonstrated bias.
Maybe so, but it wasn't grounds for accusing a federal judge.
It's called good strategy. Maybe we get lucky and dump a judge who's already got me sized for standard issues, or elevate his bias and stack the deck for appeal.
You want to be your own attorney? Enjoy your stay in prison. And don't think you'll be playing badminton at Pensacola. This indictment is loaded. I'm thinking 20 years, and I'm thinking Yankton.
Morning, Monty.
I took this gig? Why?
Slamming car door in your hand didn't hurt enough?
No wonder you're quitting.
I'm not quitting.
What do you call it then?
I'm a victim of downsizing.
You can come to work at the firm and you know it. Do the same thing you'd be doing at the PD's office.
Not the PD's office. Matlock, Tucker, and Sprague.
Matlock, Tucker, and Sprague.
Trader. They heard I was on the market. They just want to meet before I accept.
They're 10 times more stuffy than we are.
Except there's a dearth of federal indictments and partners jumping out windows.
Closing the clinic is not a given. I'm fighting it. It's not official.
I'd say it's official.
Okay, then. I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
It's sloppy. You don't vet your experts, else that's what you get.
I got a bad draw on the judge. The appeal's pending.
You want to blame the judge? Max, you take on the appeal. Somebody's got to babysit Melgrove. And make sure you bring it home this time, huh? What else?
Lisa, did you have something?
Yes. Elizabeth Hopper. I'm meeting with her today at 6:15. Jefferson University fired her for meeting with her brother.
The story's been getting a lot of ink.
Did you cold call her, Falworth?
Elizabeth Hopper was contacted by every firm in town. She's meeting here.
What's the play?
The university claims that she violated her morals clause. Their only evidentiary support of this is this tabloid photo of her meeting with her brother Kirk.
Who just happens to be a fugitive.
Yes.
Who killed a guy in a bank robbery.
He didn't kill anyone. He drove the getaway car. She grew up in the slums. She educated herself, put herself through Georgetown, undergrad and law school. She made a name and a life for herself. Now everything she built is being destroyed because of something her brother did. Not her, her brother.
Go on.
Anyhow, the photo is a fake. The university has no grounds for her dismissal.
It's good press, Grant.
Yes, but that's not why our firm takes on business, is it? And you've never taken on a page one before, Lisa. But with that said, you make a very strong argument. That's good work. But I'll take the meeting. What else we got here?
You actually found leaving this clinic to manage the firm a difficult choice?
Yeah, I did. I had a thing for toxic mold and lead paint. Look, I drafted some articles of incorporation and some limited partnership agreements at Dan's direction, but the billing, the memos, the strategy papers...
All have your name on them.
Which is why we'd better figure out...
who sets you up.
Have you seen the government's discovery? Files are missing. Zerotech files. Files 31310 to 314...
We don't need to find the truth.
What are you talking about?
It's time to take the gloves off. So we can point fingers.
At who?
I see one with a big red bullseye on his back.
I'm not going after Dan Barrington.
You don't have to. I will. I've already got my investigators on it.
You stay away from his family, Monica.
Enough with the high road, Jack. Read the paper. The truth may not even save you. Potential jurors see a rich dilettante who's pulled the silver spoon out of his own mouth and is helping himself to their SpaghettiOs.
In reasonable doubt's not going to change that. So you better figure out who did it.
People take things like Zerotech personally. That's what happens when they get their life savings bilked. And unless you change strategy, you're taking the fall. God, after having this as an office, how bad can a prison cell be?
How do you like Daphne's office?
Daphne's office? Darling, I was here back when you were freebasing your way through boarding school.
Is he busy?
Knock yourself out.
Oh, forget putting. You could hit balls in here.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting in a driving range, but then I thought, it might send the wrong message.
That size really does matter.
Can I help you?
That would be a first.
I have work to do.
Especially on your short game. You poached Lisa Falworth's client.
Yeah, I'm managing partner now. I made a judgment call.
You crushed her spirit.
I'm not in the friends business.
She brought the client in here. She did all the legwork. She's whip smart.
Her sister was a friend of Elizabeth Hopper. She fell into it backwards. She's green bananas.
Doesn't mean you can't bring her into the case.
Hey, I'm not running lawyer camp here.
Well, good luck. Because it would be a shame if you cratered your first case as managing partner.
Mr. Turner? Mr. Turner?
Are there any Zerotech boxes that the FBI didn't take? Maybe in the file room?
No, none that I know of. Mr. Turner, they've arrested someone in Detective Traub's murder.
The report said Traub hassled a rockhead and got shot. Do you believe that? Do you believe it for a second?
Police aren't going to cover up for a cop killer, and that's not the safest part of town.
He was sitting in a car waiting for me, not walking a beat. Traub says you know who killed Barrington.
But this can't be your crusade.
What if the connection between Traub's murder and Barrington's is Zerotech?
Okay, you're reaching.
Maybe. How'd it go with Madlock and Sprague?
Oh, one of their litigators quit. They want my help on a death row appeal.
Oh, good. Death row? Could be Supreme Court.
Yeah. What's his name?
Damon Moss.
Downtown?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to talk to him for you, and that's it.
Then after that, it's hello, Chief Justice.
100,000. This is insulting.
What they've done to me is insulting, but that may be all I have to live on.
If you take the check, the university gets away with this.
They've already gotten away with this. My character is under siege. I'm cannon fodder for talk radio.
But the photo is a fake. The university cannot fire you based on lies. $100,000 is not nearly enough to compensate you for what you've done at Jefferson. Endowment up 35%, you cracked the top 25. Hell, you put the school on the map.
If I fight this and lose...
If you take the check, Jefferson will be the last job you ever have because this looks a lot like admission to guilt.
I love my brother. I really do, but I've been taking the heat for Kirk ever since we were kids.
You have lived an exemplary life. To let them punish you for his failures, that's criminal.
So, what, we sue the university?
No. We sue the examiner for libel. We prove the photo and the story false.
First Amendment cases are losers. I went to law school before I got my PhD.
This isn't about the First Amendment. It is about you clearing your name definitively. You will wipe out the university's grounds for terminating you, which will get you your job back and enough damages to make this look like change between the sofa cushions.
Nice little place you got here, kiddo.
What are you doing here?
There's a couple of cuties in the limo just dying to cheer you up.
I could probably use that right about now.
Don't you need a refill on that? I heard you hired Monica Crane. Whoa, now that's a looker. Juries love that.
You came down here to discuss my attorney's attributes.
No. Rumor has it your office has ears. I have, let's call it a source in the Department of Justice. And my source had an insight into this whistleblower in Lyon and LaCrosse.
It's too late. The judge already ruled the government doesn't have to reveal its source.
They do if you prove that there's no whistleblower. It's a plant.
A plant?
A spy. Someone at the DOJ or the U.S. Attorney's Office parachuted them into trouble for information about zero tech.
Well, they can't be that stupid. If they get caught, all that evidence goes out the window.
It's a big kill, Jack. Banner headlines. I mean, it's budget cut insurance.
Are you sure?
I have friends who look out for my interests. You must vacate this evidence against you.
This evidence against me is a lie.
Innocent men go to prison every day, Jack. Find this informant. It may be your only way out.
That said, Jack, I sincerely hope for your complete vindication.
Spare me any qualifiers.
But Lyon and LaCrosse needs to shield itself from liability.
Liability being me?
From the charges this firm now risks because the indictment's against you, yes. Look, Jack, our outside counsel has advised against giving you any privileged documents. Our interests may be in conflict.
I'm gonna need access to my computer data, client files, correspondence, billing sheets.
Privileged.
There are files missing. Zero limited technology files.
We gave the FBI everything, Jack.
Personnel records, phone records, they're not privileged?
You're reaching on this government spy business.
If there's a plant in this building, don't we have a mutual interest in finding out who it is? Maybe you have something to hide.
Careful, Jack.
It all adds up. You brought me in to take a bullet for Zero Tech, and then you lied to me.
Wait a minute. Now, who lied to whom? I brought you in because of your reputation. Now this firm is in jeopardy of collapse because of your misdeeds.
My misdeeds? Next time use alleged.
I've seen evidence, Jack. We can keep playing games, but doesn't that get tiresome?
You want to play hardball? Fine. Not Brady what I need, but let's get one thing clear. The government source didn't set me up. That was someone from this firm. And Monica Crane and I are going to find out who, and we're going to start by looking on this floor.
Mr. Riley, sit. Sherwin-Williams. People like to call me Sherry. I prefer Sherwin, like the paint. It's formal, Classic. Easy to clean.
You knit?
Keeps the fingers nimble for curling. Great sport, curling. Ice, brooms, iron.
Sherwin, I wanted to talk to you about a prisoner.
Damon Moss, the cop killer.
Yes.
Clerk filled me in.
I was denied access.
He's a violent son of a bitch. Biter, coming off a crack. His behavior led to a forfeiture of his privilege for visitors.
I understand that, however...
I don't like, however. People use it to argue with you while trying to give the impression they agree with you.
Interesting point of view. What I was going to say...
However?
Is that I'm an attorney and I was hoping for professional courtesy.
Courtesy? Extended to a man who killed a cop.
A man accused of...
No is no, Mr. Riley. We have rules around here, and like I said, I'm big on formalities.
I'm big on civil rights.
Don't get constitutional on me, Mr. Riley. It's a waste of time. You're not Mr. Moss's counsel. Mr. Moss does not have a privilege for visitors, therefore he does not have a privilege to see you.
Be careful who you point those at.
With each one, we analyze color and contrast.
All those squares are actually telling you something?
Pixels, not squares.
Pixels, then.
Better. See, here and here, the pixels are bright on the horizontal.
The horizontal.
But here and here, they blur. And there's a hard line here.
So all this tells you...
It's a composite. Matte process. A great one, especially with all the shadow and perspective work. But they faked it.
Are you sure?
This is bread and butter for the tabloids. They hear two stars are dating, they don't have their picture, they composite it. Want to make a story about a star who's getting fat or naked, they composite their head on another body.
Well, Ken and White was right about you.
From the board of directors at OEG.
With congratulations to me on my promotion. Claire, do you care for Chianti? You've earned it.
Too high in carbs. But don't worry, I'll make you pay.
I, on the other hand, love carbs, especially expensive Italian ones. So, the photo?
Claire says fake.
Shall I instruct one of the associates to start drafting the complaint?
You could do that. But I say we sweat them. How about you get that reporter from me, Clapper and Clapper? It's a blowhard over at Channel 6. Get a little media heat on this. It could help our client.
Not going to hurt our managing partner's profile either.
What's all this?
Santa's helpers.
Copies of the personnel files for everyone hired since right before Xerotech broke.
I also downloaded the Centrex data, all calls in and out of the office from the same time period. I'll have to look up the extensions by hand in the directory, but that's no problem.
Good. Where did they get them?
They just accessed some files they had somewhat limited access to.
You had them steal privileged docs. They could get fired.
They're not going to get fired. You're not going to get fired.
You're sure?
Yes, because no one's going to find out. Look, you're the one that told me the government source was a plant. We find that person, it's the fastest way to get this case thrown out.
You should have consulted me.
You would have objected.
To the tactics. You file a motion, you use Brady to get access.
I did that. It's set for Friday. Do you want to scold me or do you want to see what they've got?
Both. But let's see what they've got.
Larry? Larry Michaels?
Yes.
Hi, George Riley. I'm sorry, have we met and I don't remember?
I know who you are, and the answer is no. Damon Moss is my case. You're trying to cherry pick, Mr. Riley.
I just want to talk to your client. Deputy director says you're the only one that can. We're on the same side, Larry.
You just want to talk to my client. That's Rich.
Hey, I'm not looking to represent him.
Damon Moss is a cop killer, and I'm going to say what you're thinking. You know, this case looks good on a resume. My resume. I get him off, and I intend to. It's my ticket out of this cesspool. So listen, you know, stay away from me and my client.
I tried to prioritize the search. There are 48 employees who started at the firm since Zerotech broke, including Frank Stapwell, whose uncle is a hitter in the DOJ, Tim Jenkins, that new paralegal, your assistant, Daphne.
Daphne?
Well, she had access to all your files.
And tried to quit the day of the FBI raid.
And she's mole-like.
They're also the first-year associate.
5 of us started in May, and, I think I can vouch for 2 of the others, but the other 2, I really don't know.
I included some people who had access to key documents. Britt Hanley.
You still think Britt has something to do with Charlie's disappearance?
Who's Charlie?
He's a paralegal that used to work for Dan Barrington.
I'll get my investigator on him and everybody else on your list.
As long as we're trampling ethics, who do you know at IT?
Why?
I need somebody to go into the server, get my files.
Welcome to the dark side, Jack.
You bet.
I still can't believe it.
Clefbridge breaks a story, he breaks a story. I'd hate to be at the Examiner right now. Okay, I'd love to be at the Examiner right now.
What do you think they're gonna do?
I smell a retraction and a settlement. It's gonna put a big smile on your face. I'll wager I've already got a call logged in from the university.
Thank you, Grant.
Time for a celebratory drink.
I could use one.
That's one of the perks of having managing partner as your counsel.
This is a law firm, gentlemen. You're not going anywhere without a search warrant.
What's going on?
Ms. Hopper,
Yes?
you're under arrest for aiding and abetting a fugitive.
What?
Elizabeth, not a single
You have
syllable.
the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Grant.
Look, not a
Right
word
to
to
an
anyone,
attorney,
you understand me?
And a court attorney won't be appointed for
Elizabeth,
you.
not a
You
single
understand
word
these
to
rights?
anyone.
Okay.
Ms. Hopper, do you understand your rights?
Can't blame the box.
No, but you don't want me to kick you.
Kick the box. You know, if Riley stays with the firm, you come too, right?
Trying to take the heat off yourself?
Work on him, would you?
You don't think I have been?
Jack? I'm about to make a scene. Would you prefer to do it here or someplace private?
My father thought of you as his son.
Tara,
He's dead, Jack. What more can you get out of him?
calm down. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the people that you had sent over to our house.
What people?
Private investigators interrogating us, his friends.
I can't believe that after everything my father did for you, you're gonna destroy him.
Rest assured, of course.
Tara Barrington was just in my office, Monica.
It's hardball, Jack.
She is unstable, and I told you to stay away from them.
And I took it under advisement.
I pay you
You're
to listen to
paying me to get you off. And we have been through this. You cannot be the accused and lawyer.
Even if I agreed with your strategy, we don't have half of the government's discovery. If they have evidence linking me with Dan Barrington, you pull something up on him now, you could bury me with him.
You want to sit back and find the truth, find your missing files, your smoking gun? Fine, I am tired of fighting you. You think the best lawyer for Jack Turner is Jack Turner, then do it. Run your own case, I'm done. Your files are over there, help yourself.
Keep me updated on Elizabeth Hopper. I don't want this to go south on us. There's too much press.
Aiding and abetting. Talk about being blindsided.
By my own client? Come on in.
I thought you proved the picture was a fake.
The Examiner claims the photos were created for dramatic effect. The story was substantially true.
They have sources?
Oh, and they leaked them to cover their ass. Police verified it and they put the screws on.
Is she lying?
I don't know.
You know who might know? The lawyer you poached the case from.
I didn't poach the case from anyone. I'm managing partner
Hear
now.
me roar.
I wanted someone with experience.
Yeah,
on
well,
it.
that went well. Your client's in jail.
Out on bail.
If you had included Lisa Fallworth from the beginning, you might not be in this pickle.
Ariel. Elizabeth Hopper's going to be in this office today at 2 o'clock. You and Lisa be here.
Happy to help.
How nice you found a way to address the court, Mr. Turner.
New representation will be forthcoming.
In the meantime, you'd like to walk me down a road we've already traveled.
It's not the same road. It's not about an informant. It's about a breach of ethics. I have information from a credible source that the government placed an agent in Lyon, Lacrosse, and Levine for the
Government
sole
resents- the
and
government
direct
resents
purpose of
the
finding
implication,
information,
Your
a clear
Honor.
and patent violation of attorney-client privilege. And it's not an implication. It's an accusation.
Representing yourself doesn't allow you unlimited free speech, Mr. Turner. Now watch yourself.
Brady permits the defense access to all exculpatory information. If the government crossed this line, then all their evidence in this case is tainted and must be suppressed.
Even if I buy your argument, you know very well that this court has a duty to protect confidential informants.
It's the court's duty to protect a defendant's constitutional right to a fair trial. This isn't a mob case. And if they're informants on the level, then what do they really have to hide?
Mr. Turner's playing hide the ball, Your Honor. The question isn't what we have to hide. We have evidence, reams of evidence.
Which will be rendered moot if you read my supporting documents.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Turner. I'm ready to rule.
You're...
Motion denied.
Without reading my supporting documents?
I've read the briefs, I've heard the arguments, and although your argument is compelling, your evidence is not.
I'm moving for recusal. You've had me convicted since the minute I walked into your door.
You think representing yourself allows you to speak out at will? I will hold you in contempt.
Yeah, you might
sir.
as well. You're sending me to prison anyway.
I will if you don't get the hell out of this courtroom. And get yourself an attorney, Mr. Turner. I think you and I are just about done with each other.
Hey, Curtis.
Wow.
Hey, how you doing?
Who let you in here?
Hey, can you give me a minute with Mr. Moss?
Later.
Hey, I'll walk with him, you get my back.
Just make it quick.
All right.
Don't be stupid.
Damon, my name's George Riley. I'm an attorney. I just want to talk to you about what happened.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Hey, can you enforce this? I could use some medication. I mean, this, if you want to talk.
You know, somehow I don't think I'm going to get drugs past your guards.
Hey, I'm not talking illegal. Necessarily. Methadone, codeine, anything to take the edge
You
off.
need to talk to your lawyer
My lawyer?
about
Come on,
that.
about my lawyer? Boy, I don't even know if he can shave. Look, he can't do nothing. He can't get me nothing. If you haven't noticed, I'm just coming down off a little something.
I really like to help. I really would. But getting you drugs, even anti-addictives...
Okay, I'm sorry. Whatever, since you wanted to talk. No problem.
All right, listen. You get your lawyer to file a motion for a mental competency exam. That gets you to the hospital. Doctors take care of you from there, okay? Your lawyer can do that.
Riley.
Just one more.
No, wait.
Listen, can you just tell me about anything that happened that night?
So, how much for a lawyer who don't wear no suit cost?
What the hell are you doing here?
Relax, I'm just talking to him.
I told you to stay away from my client.
No, hold up. I don't want him to stay away. I want him to be my lawyer.
Cherry picker.
It was a good argument.
Did you see it?
Yeah. But then I slow down for car wrecks.
So this was a lesson.
More of a perverse pleasure on my end.
Well, I hope it worked out for you.
You still want to go it alone? My investigators found something.
What?
You're missing paralegal.
How do you expect me to help you if you're going to lie to me? And forget about saving your job. They want to send you to prison.
I didn't lie. The picture's a fraud.
But the examiner had a witness who saw you two together, so you did meet with your brother.
Yes. Okay, but that was 18 months ago. That wasn't what the picture showed.
He was staying on your property.
You need to think about getting a new gardener.
I saw Kirk, but I turned him away. I just couldn't turn him in.
Well, you may want to rethink that. You want out of this? We'll cut a deal with the AUSA. They want him, not you.
My brother did something stupid. I know that. Somebody died. But he's my brother. We're blood.
That being said, it is his crime, not yours.
I don't know where he is. I don't. And even if I did, it wouldn't make any difference.
You been to that house? Made any payments, given him a car?
Perhaps you shouldn't ask me any of those questions. Remember, I took the bar, and I don't want to limit your options in defending me.
When you took the bar, did you pass?
Excuse me?
The bar exam. Did you pass?
Did you pass?
After amassing all that student debt, you better believe I passed. Someone want to share with me what's going on?
Damon, you need to focus.
Okay. You know what really? How do you think? I hit. Look, if anything, really, I'm not particular.
And like I said, tomorrow we'll try to get you to the hospital, but right now, we need to talk about the night of the murder.
Okay, we can talk, but you see that night, the stuff I got, it was wild, man. I mean, it turned my brain upside down and it pushed my eyeballs out, but not in a good way.
What about the gun?
I didn't have one. You know, guns and drugs, it's a bad mix. You know you could hurt someone.
This is no joke, Damon. Police found you with the gun. Ballistics matched to the slug found in Detective Traub's brain.
I didn't have a gun.
You don't own a gun.
Look! I found it in my hand when I came out of it.
When you came out of it?
The blackout. Moon to moon. Look, I told you. That stuff turned me around pretty bad. Now someone's screwing with me. And that's all I can figure. You don't believe me. You don't believe me.
If I want to believe you. Just not much to go on. Look, I'll talk to the AUSA, see if they took a residue test. I'll run registration on the gun. We'll talk tomorrow.
Oh, wait. Does that mean I get my medicine?
We'll talk tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Long way from the paralegal bullpen on Shirley.
You know, I don't want any part of you people.
Monica Crane, Mr. Turner's attorney. I think you know why we're here.
I think you should leave.
Hey, Charlie, you're on in 2 minutes.
Or I will.
Sit down.
Who hired you?
Don Gordon? Someone from Justice?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's only a matter of time before we get your cell phone records. We'll connect you.
There are files missing. Who took them?
I don't know. Look, I never took any files. I only took the journal. Mr. Barrington's journal.
Where is it?
I gave it to Britt Hanley.
Britt Hanley?
I don't know. She wanted it.
Was she putting pressure on you?
I can't. She'll ruin me.
Britt Hanley's not going to ruin anybody.
No. Not Britt. She trashed my apartment. When I gave Britt the journal, she's crazy. Who? She'll send people after me.
Who?
The daughter, Tara Barrington.
Miss Hopper is an attorney.
Who never practiced law.
She never opened an office, this is true. However, I have statements from many of her associates claiming she gave them legal advice.
Ms. Hopper studied the law. Of course she's going to answer questions from her associates on legal matters.
The fact is, Elizabeth Hopper, if in fact she did meet with her brother, did so as his attorney. As such, any meetings and/or discussions are covered by privilege. She had no obligation to turn him in, Your Honor.
The fact that she's technically an attorney doesn't make her his attorney, Mr. Ashton.
But this is true. However, this does, Your Honor. Thank you.
Record of a small claims court action for Kirk Hopper, 1994.
You'll note the attorney representing him.
Elizabeth Hopper. Small claims court, this is reaching. Well, your presentation is lovely, Mr. Ashton.
Well, if you take a look at the check on the bottom right, the memo notation.
Happy graduation from your first client.
That's a canceled check from Kirk Hopper to my client.
For $1.
Well, a retainer for legal services.
This is a graduation card, a keepsake.
United States versus Delphini, this circuit. Any payments made to an attorney are considered a retainer against future services until such monies are refunded or until the client formally terminates services.
You're not buying this.
Elizabeth Hopper is her brother's attorney. If you find him, I'm sure he'd corroborate this.
That's a fairly sound argument, Miss Solis. I don't like it, but it is. Motion granted.
Thank you.
It must be odd being in here with all the history.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. I'm down to begging space wherever I can get it with the clinic closing.
Well, it's better here than at the house.
Everything's being tagged.
Estate sale?
That's what it's come down to. Whole life, his, ours. Everything has a price.
Where will you go?
We're keeping the house at the Cape. So, what happens now for you?
I have some leads. Other avenues. There was a paralegal named Charlie. He wanted to be a singer. He worked for your father.
Yeah, I think I remember Dad mentioning him.
Have you seen him?
No. Why?
He quit the firm. Abruptly. After finding your father's journal.
Wow. That is breaking news.
You haven't called him? Heard from him?
Yeah, no, I don't think that I ever met Charlie. What's that?
It's the firm's Centrex data. Calls in, calls out. The week you came to see me about the journal, 15 calls from your house to a particular extension in the paralegal department, Charlie's extension.
I don't know what
Where are the files, Tara?
What are you implying?
I'm way beyond implying. I'm saying you stole the Zerotech file boxes out of your father's office. I got an AUSA with my attorney right now working on a search warrant.
Hold on,
I
Jack.
spoke to Charlie. I know what you did.
Now, you don't understand.
It was all in those boxes, wasn't it, Zerotech? Your father engineered it. Profited from it. Then took a bath when the bottom fell out.
No.
That's why all the debt? That's why you were so desperate to get the journal? You already had the files proving he was involved? You were worried the journal would corroborate.
No, you don't know what my father meant
He
to
did
me.
this! Your father! He screwed the investors, he screwed himself, and then when he needed somebody to take the fall, he screwed me! Me! Well, I want my damn life back! Now give me the files.
You want to play high Damon Moss? I'm filing a complaint against you personally, and I'm asking for an emergency motion to have my client transferred.
Good afternoon, Mr. Riley.
No more charming homilies, Mr. Williams. Sherwin, I'm being denied access to my client.
That's because he's dead, Mr. Riley. CO found him hanging in his cell 20 minutes or so ago.
Passbook to offshore bank account where Dan sheltered money. Corresponding stock transfers from Zerotech Limited to his personal portfolio.
Loans taken against that portfolio, which is now full of Zerotech shares that are worthless.
And of course, my computer access code to put everything in my name.
For what it's worth, I'm glad I was wrong. That there was truth to be found and you found it.
Maybe Barrington knew he tipped the scale. That's why he recruited us. Fight the good fight, help him live with his sins.
And why'd he throw me to the wolves? And what about you?
Maybe he liked you more. Or you could look at it this way. Maybe he killed himself because he couldn't bear to face up what he'd done to you.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
It's the best I can do right now.
What about Traub and Damon Moss and timely deaths?
It's not that big of a stretch, Jack. Could have been off his nut and fired that gun. Okay. Do I think that Moss believed he didn't shoot Traub? Yes. But was he framed?
Drugged? The gun planted on him?
Residue tests show he fired the gun.
It would if you were framed.
I really don't know. But with Damon Moss dead, we have nothing. And no one wants to hear anything different. Work? Huh. You gonna ruin Grant's day.
Grant isn't my first target. There's still a government plant inside the firm. I'm going hunting. You want to ride shotgun?
I won't wear a suit.
Fine.
And I bring Kathy, okay? No haircut. Maybe a haircut.
In case you didn't hear, our case fell apart today.
Yeah, I heard a little something about that.
How'd you leave it then?
They closed the clinic. I packed my desk. I believed in the work here. I can't go back to white shoe law. You know, all true believer drill. I think I even welled up a little at the end.
Well done.
Thanks. I don't know. I can't believe we still got nothing. Turner might be clean on this, but that firm is dirty. Just wish I had more time there.
You will.
Good. But for right now, just get me as far away from this place as you can.